All right, everybody. Just want to welcome you tonight to our popcorn training and discussion. Popcorn is actually probably one of the best fundraisers that you can have. I keep telling people, hey, if you find a better fundraiser out there, let me know. Be glad to look at doing another fundraiser. But the long run reality is, um, popcorn is a phenomenal way to raise money for your Cub Scout pack and for your Scouts BSA troop. Now, I say Scouts BSA troop, everybody always says, Janine, right? These kids are too old, they're too big, they're not cute anymore. Okay, well, but they're definitely smarter. And let me tell you, all the units out there that we have, the top selling units, a lot of times, not just locally in our council, but across the nation, typically end up being kids from a troop somewhere. And so top scouts, top selling units typically are that. So don't ever be afraid to put a bunch of kids, regardless of their age, out selling popcorn. It's a phenomenal program to support our fundraising needs. And so key word for this year's popcorn program and fundraising season is positivity. Hey, look, in years past, we always had questions with COVID. Can we do this? Can we do that? And just want to make sure that everybody knows, hey, last year's sale grew over the prior year. People sold and they did really well. We've had Scout units locally be ranked in the top 100 units in the nation. So it is definitely something that can happen and happen well for us. And then, but why would we really want to do popcorn as a fundraiser? Look, popcorn really helps us in our program and being able to strengthen it and achieve all the goals that we want. It starts with your unit and it starts with the ability of making a goal. But it helps our kids also when you have a prepackaged program that comes in with all of the ways and tools, the app that you can use, the different incentives that you can use. When all of these things get bundled together to create a program, it helps also our kids with life skills and being able to develop into better parents later in life and better community leaders and participants. Now, look, there's all sorts of things that popcorn can help you with. It can help you go to camp. It can help you to do day camp. It can help you on an adventure to National Jamboree next year. It can help you go to Sea Base. It can help you go to Disneyland. There's all sorts of things. If you want to go to the USS Lexington, go for it. Popcorn can make it real. Now, a successful sale, there's a couple of things. You want to make sure that with your popcorn sale that you're going to want to know how to do a presentation. You're going to want to have your scouts ready to go, keyed up with how to say things. Make sure you introduce yourself for the scout when they're trying to make a presentation. Introduce themselves. Make sure you say, hi, my name is Brian and I'm from Pack 20. Or you can then progress into saying, I am trying to earn my way to scout camp. Can you help me? I would love to have your support. And then one of the key things that really helps our scouts out too is when they finish things up is, hey, look, I can take cash, I can take card and check, but my preference is that you pay by credit card or debit card. And so teach your scouts to say that because in the long run, reality wise, it makes it easier for every parent, every popcorn kernel. If you're taking credit cards, life is simpler because you have less cash to track. And at the end, less cash tracking means that you're able to take that money. And sometimes instead of you owing the scout office money, you'll actually have to be paid money because you had more credit cards than you had cash sales.
So just one other thing on that, Pat, I'm not sure if it's in there yet or not, but a big thing is please, please, please have your scouts in full uniform, as you can get. The more in uniform they are, honestly, truly, the higher the sales will be. And it's a pride thing to to be in their uniform. Oh, it's right there. Always wear field uniform.
Yes. Yeah, wear their uniform. And no, that's great. You're right on, Janine. And but there's a couple of things too. You want to make sure you teach your scouts to never sell alone. Go with buddies, do the buddy system. That buddy can be another scout, that buddy can be mom or dad, grandma, grandpa, you name it, right, Janine? So it can be really anybody out there. But teach them also to respect where they're going, walk the sidewalks, take the driveway going up to somebody's house. Don't just run across somebody's yard. Make them look good as scouts as they go. And then make sure you're always taking the phone and the app with you. Use that phone and app to help record all their sales. Remember, and this is really a critical one, the majority of people that will answer their door are going to say yes if you have your sales pitch right. And that's when you're going door to door, okay? And critical to this entire process is setting a goal. Make sure you set your goal and plan out how much you really want to do for your scout unit, but also help your kids, your scouts, plan out their goals. And so it's not just one goal that you're looking at for the unit, but set individual goals for each scout too. And those individual scout goals, there's a couple of different things that you can do to help with that. You go to our website, nevadabsa.org/popcorn. There is a budget planning tool on that page. It'll help you figure out how much each scout needs to sell. But look, each scout needs to have a monetary goal, but really most of the time, your monetary goals, you can translate that into the number of hours sold. So if you have a scout selling, you can turn around and say, all right, I need you to sell for this many hours. If this storefront that a kid can walk in front and set up a table front in front of a store somewhere, and if they're selling, look, when they sell standing in front of that store, they're going to average a certain amount of dollars per hour. And you're able to go ahead and start calculating that. If you got questions later on how to figure out about how much they may sell in front of a store, hang around after this training and we'll help answer some of that. So we've kind of touched on it a little and hinted on it, but look, there's really 4 different ways to sell. There's a couple other avenues also, but mainly look, there's online direct. Somebody can be given the website, and grandma, grandpa that lives on the other side of the country can go on that website and buy product for your scout. Also, though, online direct can be a tool where you sit down, you walk in front of somebody's house, you're selling door to door, you're selling at a storefront. And let's say that there's a product you don't have, but the person may be interested in buying something like coffee or jerky, or maybe even the white chocolate pretzels. So if they're interested in some of these other products, they can buy that, and you buy it through the app and have it shipped directly to them. So it's a very easy process to do. Also, let's say you also show up to somebody's door front and you don't have the time to walk back to that person's house later down the road. You can also sell it as online direct and have it shipped back to that person. Now, wagon sales, that really is a take order. You're able to walk up to somebody's door. Let's say you have a wagon and it's filled with a product, and you don't want to go back to that door later down the road. You want to make an instant sale. I have this here right now in front of me. That's completely feasible. Take a wagon and chop full of popcorn and drag it along and go sell. Now, a lot of times people will also want to go to a door and they'll want to sell popcorn to that person, and you may not have the product with you. And that's not a problem. You just record that sale in the app. It'll ask you, are you delivering the popcorn now or later? And you basically just mark down that you got to deliver it later, which means it'll record it so that when you need to order popcorn as a kernel down the road, it'll tell you, hey, look, you need to get more product because this group of scouts has sold some, but they haven't delivered it. So it helps with your inventory tracking. And then Also storefront sales, setting up a table in front of a store and selling is hands down flat the most common way of sales, and it sells a lot. Now, per hour, a lot of stores sell. Now, some of you may be asking, hey, Pat, is the council office working to help set up those storefronts? We sure are. We're going to release those storefronts over the next week or two for all the scout units to start setting up and picking dates to sell. Now, we're going to be doing those primarily in the Reno market area. So the Reno, Minden, Carson area is where we're looking. So yes, that includes the North Valleys and then also the Spanish Springs area. So we'll be releasing that here shortly. Now, storefronts, look, there's all sorts of things that you can do. If you go to our webpage, there is a single, there's 2 flyers there that you can use to help sell with, okay? If you need some of those, you're welcome to reach out to the Scout office. Let us know. We'll hit print on the printer and we'll print those out on 11 by 17 paper for you. But there's 2 different versions on there. There's a normal sales sheet that has all the lines on it and prizes and so forth that you'll see to help incentivize a kid to sell. There's a secondary page also, though, that you can use at a storefront where it's got all the pictures of the product on one side, and on the other side, you have the lines to track your sales. So those sheets are good for storefronts because when you're sitting there with a kid and he's trying to show somebody the different products that you have, you're able to use that form for that. And then some parents will also use those forms to help track the sales that you've made during the day. And then they'll also use it sometimes if you get a donation or something like that to track those on. So now, the technology that Trails End has for our storefronts, look, there is no fundraiser available to a unit that has anything technology-wise similar to what Trails End offers. The product that they offer for us to be able to track sales through, make credit card sales online through the phone and so forth, all of that is unmatched by nobody. And the app is very friendly on your phone, and you can also use their website to manage everything that you need to on the sale. Now, the functionality of the app is primarily geared towards the scout and the family trying to go out and sell. If you're the unit popcorn kernel and you have to manage your sale, not all those features are on the app. You have to go to the website. So the website being trails-n.com, and you'll have to log in. Now, when you guys, if you haven't done it already, you should have been able to register. And I believe everybody that's been invited has registered and has an account for trails-n.com. You'll just log into that website, go to the portal for a dashboard for your unit, and there's lots of information there. We'll talk about that here in a second. And very easy for you to sit down and in front of your whole scout unit say, hey, look, guys, here's the app. I need you to go get the app from either the Play Store or the Apple Store and download it and install it on your phone. You'll want to make sure that you start telling people how to find and identify and sign up for your scout unit. That's one of the things. And you'll want to make sure that you identify which scouting district and scout unit that you're with. And so that's always important. So Nevada Area Council is what you're with. If you're not sure of your district, just hang out afterwards and we'll help you understand what district you're part of so that you know in the registration process what to sign up for. Now, the credit card processing that's done in the Square app is done in association with Square. And so if you're needing any of the tools that Square offers, you can go to the store, you can buy them, you can go to Square and call them up and say, hey, look, I'm using the Boy Scout app and it sounds like I might be able to ask for a few things for free. You can definitely do that. Normally, they will send you either the reader that you swipe for Apple phones or for Android phones. the Apple plugging into the specific USB style port for Apple. And then for Android phones, it'll plug in through the headphone port. And then separately, if you want to buy it, you can get the passover function for a credit card, or you can get the chip reader function. Those are more secure. That connects via Bluetooth. That's actually a pretty reliable format to use. Most people do like using it. And you can actually take that that other reader. I've seen people take that and take a piece of wood and actually tape that reader to a piece of wood, doing a little double-sided tape and attaching it to a block of wood so that it makes it steady, but also raises it up off the table a little. People appreciate that. So these readers, if you need more of them, Square doesn't normally donate enough of them to you, but you can go to different places like Office Depot, Walmart, and so forth, and they'll have more of these readers available for purchase. So normally they won't break the bank at all. You're talking a couple bucks, less than $10 to get most of their stuff. And I normally take these things and I put them, I'll get a bank bag. I'll go by the bank and ask them for a bag, and we'll keep spare change in the bag. And then also take the credit card reader stuff and put it in the bag. Sometimes you put some instructions on how to set that up if somebody needs it also, if you're doing the Bluetooth stuff. But anyways, great functionality for being able to do credit cards. And if you don't have one of these, then you can always do the old-fashioned manual type in of the credit card number. Not as quick or fast, but definitely works. So most of you have registered. If you haven't, there's a couple of easy ways to do it. You can go to the Trails In website, trails-in.com, and go through the buttons there to register. You can also go to nevadabsa.org/popcorn and click on the button on that page where it says register. It'll take you through the process to get registered. You can do that for any additional adult leader. So if you have somebody that is not registered as an adult leader for your unit to deal with popcorn, but you want to give them the behind the scenes access, make sure you do that same process for them, and they can just identify as an additional leader in that process and not as the primary leader. So very helpful functional format to be able to do that. Now, the website webinars that Trails In does, those are for new leaders and for returning leaders. The returning leaders seminars, they'll help you understand all the different things that are new for this year. It's a great video to watch, and just takes a few minutes to do. The other training for a new leader that hasn't done anything with Trails In is phenomenal. Look, that training is what's going to tell you how to work the app, and it's going to tell you how to go through and manage the website, place your orders and everything. Now, if you get stuck ever placing an order, feel free to reach out. You can email us at popcorn@nevadabsa.org. Now, say that again, and this is really in regards to any email question, right, Janine? Because Janine gets these emails, I get the emails, and Linda Brandt at the Scout office also get the emails if you send it to popcorn@nevadabsa.org. Now, these trainings online on the webinar have launched. They've been going. There's pre-recorded ones, but you'll also see that on their website for the webinars, they have dates now for every Wednesday. So just know that if you get stuck and you just want to talk to people, get additional ideas and so forth, feel free. Every Wednesday night, there's a webinar happening. And you'll see on the left-hand side of this page here of the slide deck, it lists out a couple of different kinds of training, but for the most part, that's it's really saying, hey, if you're returning sellers, returning kernel, click on that. And office hours is where they're really opening it up every Wednesday, also at 7, for you to be able to just go and ask questions, get ideas. So. All right, let's talk about Trails End Rewards, the prize program. So Trails End used to go out years ago and say, hey, we're going to give you this page with all these prizes on it, and you pick the prize. In reality, kids want all sorts of different things these days. Some of them may want to buy a cell phone. Some of them may want to work towards earning a video game. Some of them may want to buy a TV. Some of them may want to buy gift cards for other things. Well, you can do all of that if our kids switch over and earn an Amazon gift card. And the Amazon gift card is easy. It's part of the webinar training that you can receive on how to process and receive those gift cards at the end of the year, at the end of the sale. But just know that our scouts are earning towards gift cards. Now, sometimes what I like to tell people about also is with the gift cards, hey, look, don't be afraid to take pictures of things and put it on a piece of paper and blow it up at your popcorn kickoff and say, hey, these are some of the things you can earn. So don't hesitate to give ideas to your scouts. And look, every kid out there is interested in getting a pocket knife. Scouting talks about pocket knives. We use pocket knives. We help build a safer environment for kids to learn how to use them. And so it's a great tool for you to also use in your popcorn prizes. And then additionally, sometimes what you may really want to consider doing is taking those prizes and saying, all right, well, I'm going to give out a gift card, but in our scout unit, we're going to offer additional incentives. So for example, I know Pack 15 out there offers additional prizes. So if a kid in the scout unit sells a certain amount, then they'll be able to take a pie and smash a pie into a leader's face. Now, some of you may have heard that you can't throw a pie at a person. Well, that's true. I guess there's an email that's gone out saying, hey, you probably shouldn't throw pies at kids, or throw pies at adults. But what you can do is if you've got a kid lined up and he's ready to smash away, smear the pie. That's one idea, but there's plenty of ideas on how to do this. I've seen people take and give a kid a big, huge wooden mallet. I am talking about like the size of Thor's hammer. And you take that big wooden mallet that you've made and you roll in a big watermelon and you put a watermelon on a chair or a stool or something, and the kid gets to smash the heck out of the watermelon, and it goes everywhere and they have an absolute blast. So you give them a rain poncho and some goggles and let them go to town on that watermelon. So lots of different ideas out there on how to celebrate. A lot of our scout units will do these popcorn celebrations and parties and so forth at the end of the season. And a lot of time that's in November or December for pack meetings or troop meetings. And just know that you have that choice as a scout unit. You can take some of the money that you're earning from popcorn and buy additional prizes. Those are all options for you to do. Highly encourage your scout unit to do that. So some of you are used to popcorn being a certain price. The price has, for the most part, maintained the same for a couple of years. There's a couple of different angles on this. There's a licensing fee that BSA National is charging. It's 50 cents in a product. And then in addition to this, there's other things that are being incurred in product prices. The cost of popcorn has increased. The cost of shipping it has increased. The cost of shipping it has increased so much so that it's affected our scout office on how we even order the product to make sure that it's available for you guys to have. And so all of these costs have caused things to go up. But everything universally for the cost of the sale to provide the sale has gone up. And so some things have occurred to where we have made some changes in the price. Now, some of it has stayed the same and some of it has not. And I can sit down and show you all these numbers. We can go through all of the numbers, And in essence, you can come back and pause the video and look at these numbers individually. But what is critical to understand is the variety that we offered last year is maintaining it as the same variety really this year, with the exception of really one thing. Last year, we offered something called the Sweet and Savory Collection. Well, this year, the title of it really has changed, and now it's the Kettle and White Cheddar Collection. And so essentially the same product, different marketing on the box. And the tactic to this is, look, our scouts are going to be out there selling products. And what you can really offer them and say is, look, hey, I'm going to sell you a kettle corn bag and a white cheddar bag combined in this box for a discount. And so if you buy 2 bags, I'll give you a discount. So a lot of scouts take advantage of doing that throughout the year. And it's just the terminology, instead of saying sweet and savory, the terminology has changed where it really supports the scouts that were successful selling this product last year by calling it the kettle and cheddar bag box. And I highly believe in the support of changing this, just because it really enforces the ability of a scout being able to say, hey, if I can sell you 2 bags and give you a discount, would you be encouraged for that? So this page also will tell you, hey, look, our classic caramel corn, that has changed. It went from $10 last year and is at $15. Popping corn has remained the same at price, and unbelievable butter did go from $20 to $25. White cheddar also went from $20 to $25. The kettle corn bag stayed at the same, and the chocolate pretzel stayed at the same. Now that sweet and savory, that's now the kettle and white cheddar, it went up by $2 to $42. Honey roasted stayed the same. Salted peanuts stayed the same. The blazing hot did go from $20 to $25. And then the salted caramel also stayed the same. So some of the, and let me highlight this for you. Quantity wise, the classic caramel is the largest seller quantity wise. Dollar wise, the salted caramel and the classic caramel are the 2 products that we see selling and bringing in about the same amount of money. So the salted caramel is selling less, but because of the value of the product, it's bringing in about the same amount of dollars. Beyond that, blazing is actually the lowest amount selling product that we have. Now, in addition to that, the number 2 product was that salted caramel on quantity and dollar amount. It was pretty much the same as the classic, but the salted peanuts and the honey roasted peanuts were number 3 and 4 in our sale. And so when you start looking at things, some of you may have been a little hesitant on ordering some of the nuts, but overall, last year, even with some of our units being hesitant on ordering some of the nuts, look, the nuts across the board, if units were hesitant on selling them, then the fact of the matter is they were still number 3 and 4 on the most sold items. So that does say a lot to me when some units are not participating in buying the nuts. So it really means overall the nuts are a strong selling product. So,
it's a good product to add to your table. I don't know how many times I've heard, oh, but I can't eat popcorn. For whatever reason, there's a lot of people out there that can't have popcorn or that don't like popcorn. I don't understand that, but there are.
Yeah.
And peanuts are a really good alternative.
And I will say, look, it's really interesting through time. I remember selling the original popcorn pail, called it a pail because of a little bucket pail type thing. and it had just popcorn kernels, unpopped popcorn kernels in it, and it sold for $5. And that was in the 80s, and it sold at that price for a while, and then it went to $10, and then they added just a couple of products in there, which some of the early products that they added was a Cracker Jack style popcorn, where it was a classic caramel with peanuts, a little bit different flavor from what we've got now. And they also added the microwave products, and then Trails End products really grew in variety from there and has changed through the years. So the price has never stayed the same. And unfortunately, the price had to change some this year. And unfortunately, the price has changed on everything on us this year. And I think most people are going to understand that. But some of our strongest selling products, they were able to stay the same. So I think that's good that they stayed the same for us. Now here's just a quick picture and a glimpse of some of the products we're offering. So very same as last year. We've got both the honey roasted and salted peanuts over there on the right hand side, and adjacent to that you've got the salted caramel and the microwave butter and the classic caramel popping corn and blazing hot, and also the chocolatey pretzels. And then at the very top left, you do have that kettle corn and white cheddar gift box. And just below it is the white cheddar and this kettle corn. Now, those white chocolate pretzels, those are not available for order in relation to show and sell. They're only available for the show and deliver at the end. So the very final order at the end in October is when you'll be able to order those, and we'll get those delivered. Simple reason is because the chocolate product melts. And so in years past, we probably were able to get some of the chocolate product, but just the way the heat has been for the last couple of years, we have not been able to get that product in early enough. And so we've just established it as a final order product. So now, additionally, you'll notice I was mentioning earlier, but there is additional product online. You can get K-Cups, beef jerky, and white chocolate pretzels and peppermint bark. And then my absolute favorite is the dark chocolate salted caramels. Look, if you've gone to Costco and bought the dark chocolate salted caramels, this is a very similar product. It is phenomenal. It's my favorite product that Trails End offers, and it's online and unfortunately not available for us locally, but is phenomenal. So now there is a product allergen page in here on the slide deck, and I will have this slideshow posted on the website later. And so you'll be able to go and relook at some of these individual pages and take a look at that. Now, when you place your order, the training, the webinar trainings, they'll help you understand how to place the order. But what is critical and important for you is this vehicle capacity estimate. So if you're trying to figure out how many cases can I fit in my car, look, a two-door car doesn't hold a lot of popcorn. A Suburban will hold significantly more, but a minivan holds even more than that. And so just be cognizant of what you need. The leader's guide that we have posted at popcorn at nevadabsa.org/popcorn. If you go to the web page, the leader's guide does have something in there in relation to capacities and what you can put per vehicle. But if you have questions on that, feel free to reach out to popcorn@nevadabsa.org with an email and just say, hey, look, I'm wondering, is my order going to fit in this? And we can help you answer that question beforehand. So,
and there's nothing wrong with bringing backup. Have somebody have an assistant or somebody else come with you. Just say, hey, I need another car to grab the pickup.
Yes. It's never, I have never heard somebody be frustrated for having too many cars, but I definitely have heard frustration when somebody shows up and figures out I've got to come back again.
Yep, I
So
have to come back. Oh no.
now we did offer an early bird order this year, similar like we did last year. That order was due this last Monday, and the popcorn is coming in next Wednesday, August 17th. So it'll come here to the Scout office. I'm working on details to be able to get that product delivered to Elko because we don't have a truck shipping directly to Elko. One of the things that I had to pay attention to this year was I was advised early on with the way trucking is that if I only order a partial semi of product that comes here to the Scout office and a partial semi of product going to Elko or wherever else, I they weren't going to be able to guarantee that it was going to show up on the day and time that I wanted it. And that kind of drove me a little nuts. And then they couldn't promise how it was getting there and so forth. And I get it. The trucking drivers are just a shorthand right now. And if you order an entire truck, I can get it more guaranteed on when it comes. So I've done that. This year I've pre-ordered more additional popcorn than I have in the past. And I'll have that available here at the office. These are the dates for our distributions and for you to be able to order. Granted, I will have some available for other time frames if you need to, but these are the pickup and distribution dates that you can see that we'll have at the Scout office for people to pick up additional amounts of popcorn. So primarily, we've got our first shipment and it comes in next Wednesday. The goal for the truck is to be here that Wednesday morning. That means I'll be able to have you guys picking it up in the afternoon. I've advertised it to you already from, I believe, 3:30 to 5:30 or 3:30 to 6:30, I believe. But we'll have that popcorn available for you then. If for whatever reason the truck shows up late that day, just pay attention to the email that you received. This training link email contact for, I'll be sending it out to all those that are signed up as leaders in the popcorn system. So, but at this time, I don't anticipate it being a problem. If you do by chance come and show up, you're looking to pick up a large quantity of popcorn, I will have a forklift available on that Wednesday. I do know that I've had one Scout unit reach out and ask for a different day and delivery. They typically do order a larger amount, but I won't have a forklift available to help load, so we'll have to just load it by hand on those other days or other times in the distributions and so forth. But for next Wednesday, if you show up with a big flatbed trailer and you just want me to drop it on there, guess what? I'll be able to do that. And you'll be able to drive away fast. So a couple things for you to note. The popcorn sale started August 1st. This is where it starts to count towards the prize program for us locally. I do believe the Amazon gift cards, if you're looking for points and all that to count towards Amazon gift cards, regardless of the time of year, those still add up. So that's a non-issue for you, really. But be aware that tonight is that join online discussion that's listed here on the page. The end of the popcorn sale is October 31st. So after that, we won't be counting any other sales towards the local prizes. And then popcorn invoices, we'll make sure that they're available by November 9th. In reality, most of the popcorn invoices are ready to go and done as soon as we put in one little thing where you get the additional commission. Once that additional commission shows up, it'll take you from 25% commission to 35% commission. We'll talk about that here in a second. And that will trigger your ability to print out your invoice and just know it and have it available through your own popcorn dashboard, through the Trails-M website. All payments are due by Sunday, December 2nd. Notice I put Sunday, December 2nd. The reality to that is you'll be able to do a payment that Friday. And it's a little harder, but you can do payments through the app and website by doing a credit card payment for product that way. And so that'll take your balance to a zero, or our council office actually owing you a check. So a lot of people like that because it helps give their unit additional ways to take care of money faster and easier by just paying for the product, sometimes with their own personal debit card. So now, on January 21st, 2023, this is confirmed. All kids across the council, all scouts across the council that sell $1,500 are going to be invited to the popcorn spin and win party. It's going to be held once again at the Reno Elks Lodge. All the additional prizes and everything, we have started to pile them up. Janine and I have started to look for prizes. We have already got a selection of pocket knives in. I've got stuff for big water balloon type things and water guns, and all sorts of Lego sets are already being purchased. So just know that we'll have a grand old time at the popcorn big spin and win party again this year. And it is already scheduled for Saturday, January 21st, 2023 at the Reno Elks Lodge. That'll be on that Saturday night also for anyone that's traveling from out of town. Now, pending, Janine and I have started some discussions, and we are in the process of trying to find something for the $1,000 range. We've been doing this for a little bit now, but any day now, we're looking to confirm this $1,000 prize for you and get that word out. Now, last year, we had some great success with this. It was a good incentive for some of our top sellers, and tried to encourage a few kids to cross that line to go to the next step. Look, if you sell $5,000, we're going to give you one Disney ticket to enter our park. And in essence, really, it's a Disney gift card that'll help you get into the park. So hopefully that's a great incentive. These are a few additional incentives for you to be able to participate in. But that 1,500 club, I know many of you have had your kids go and participate in it. And there really isn't any party that these kids will go to like that in their lifetime, because most of these kids are walking out having had the chance to win multiple prizes, and the prizes in there really do vary all over the place, but the kids have a great time with it. So now for the commissions, just want to make sure I share this with you. The base commission is 25%. Now, if you do nothing, and you just go out, you register, you sell popcorn, and you pay, it's going to be 25%. The one key thing to being able to go to 35% is watching this training and making sure that you watch the Trails Dash End training on their webinars. And if you're up to date on your trainings, what I really want to do is have you email popcorn@nevadabsa.org and say, Pat, I'm all trained up. And that's all you have to do is email us and say, I'm all trained up. And that email goes to popcorn@nevadabsa.org. If you have any questions with the popcorn sale, the phone number, the top phone number here for Linda Brandt is the Scout office. You can reach myself there also, but that phone number is 775-787-1111. That's for the Scout office. And you can reach Linda Brandt there. You can also call me on my cell phone at 775-453-0046. If I don't answer, feel free to hang up and turn around and text me right away. Sometimes I'm talking to somebody else and I can't really sit down and answer the phone, but I can break away and send text messages. And so feel free to do that. And then once again, the easiest way, the quickest response you'll get from us locally is by going to popcorn@nevadabsa.org. And then our website is nevadabsa.org/popcorn. On that website, you're going to find all sorts of materials. This training tonight will eventually be posted there in a YouTube video format for you to rewatch. I'll have this slide deck on there available for you in PDF format to be able to view. And then On that page, there's tons and tons of other resources. So if you're looking for a way to figure out a program budget, if you want a page to print out to help every scout write their goal on and so forth, it's all on there. Lots of different resources. So really recommend looking at that. You can also find some of those resources by just going to trails-in.com and looking at their page. If you have any questions, one of the easiest ways to go is go to support.trails-in.com, and you'll be able to find the different avenues to connect there. I also really do recommend that if you have questions, you can always go to the trails-in.com, click on their Facebook link there, join the Facebook community for Trails In. There's several different pages and ways to join. But if you ever get stuck and you just want a generalized question to be answered on the app or with the website and you want it real fast, go to Facebook and ask the question. Typically, you'll have a response within half an hour. Sometimes it's within minutes and seconds. So, but Trails In is very supportive for everything that we do as scouts. They try to make our sale as easy as possible by using the website and the app and helping answer questions all day long. So I really do thank you for selling popcorn.